Welcome, Eric.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and good morning. My name's Eric Pattenden. I'm the Chief Technical Officer at Glassbox. I'm here to talk about our journey using Glassbox, not dissimilar, I think, from yours at Soami, Mohammed. Firstly as well, I'd like to thank EDR Lab for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of such an esteemed audience as this, and to talk about how we've used Redium LCP in our native iOS and Android mobile apps and Electron desktop apps. I look after a team of mobile developers, desktop developers, web developers, and I've been the Chief Technical Architect at Glassbox. Our objective was, like others, as Leonard mentioned, implementing a robust, interoperable DRM solution for ebook and audiobook fulfillment that could scale and adapt to different content types, and would fit alongside our print e-commerce offerings as well for book publishers and retailers. So like many in this room, we've all probably had some bitter lessons of using DRM, not mentioning Adobe Content Server in the same breath as that. We've also spent time looking at other DRM solutions. I don't know if anybody ever came across Sony URMS. Yeah, there we go. So we spent some time looking at Sony URMS for a while, which unfortunately no longer exists. But with Glassbox being the main supplier of e-commerce solutions to the publishing industry, we persisted, and that persistence led us to Redium LCP. So where we are today is we have an e-commerce platform of choice for more than 200 publishers and retailers. It's linked to, at the moment, 25 print distributors all over the world, big names and small, Ingram, Wiley, etc., Gardners, and smaller local distributors as well. I think maybe your stats on the number of apps might be a little bit out of date, Lauren. At the moment, we've got 60 LCP-based apps and currently 15 desktops, with more coming on all the time. We've got 600,000 books encrypted on our own LCP servers, and we're also using now audiobooks from external, ebooks, I should say, from external aggregators with our apps as well. So, the kind of library is limitless, really. Overall, the Glassbox solution is all about making direct-to-consumer and business-to-business sales and fulfillment of print and digital as simple as possible for publishers and for end users, customers. So for ebooks and audiobooks, DRM provided using LCP is one of the components of the solution. It links to a headless e-commerce engine used to manage products, i.e. books. Customers, who are the end users and the readers, and orders which equate to licenses and fulfillments. Upstream, Glassbox connects to external websites using REST APIs, add to cart buttons, direct links, or websites that we've developed ourselves. Downstream connects to our reader apps using REST APIs and our file stores with the encrypted books that come out of our LCP servers with metadata and assets ingested from publisher clients. It works quickly, efficiently, a bit like Kindle and Audible, you might say, but you'll notice there's no mention of Amazon here. Just to give you an idea of some of our clients, these are clients that are using Glassbox for physical and digital fulfillment. It's an ever-expanding list among publishers in trade, academic, niche, and a whole variety of different publishing sectors worldwide. So I'm just going to mention a few things about our experiences of integrating Read in MLCP. With our native mobile apps, these are all now mostly using the latest versions of the Swift and Kotlin toolkits. There's a few that we're still upgrading at the moment that's still in progress. I mean, it's been a well, you can imagine with 60 apps, it takes some time to upgrade them all, to work on them all, to roll out changes. One of the good things is it's been straightforward to add our own customizations on top of the UI layer. For example, a tap, pinch, and zoom feature we recently implemented for images that are embedded in EPUBs. Code that potentially, we're happy to share with the community if that would be helpful. I'd also like to take the opportunity now to thank Michael and Quentin for their support in doing that and supporting us, supporting our development teams. I mean, as ever, as I think has been mentioned previously, there's been some issues as well. There is quite a learning curve. Let's say, I don't know if everybody uses multi-IDs. We have got a couple of apps where we're still having multi-ID issues. And another thing that is a real bugbear is that there are some differences in the behavior between what happens with the Rudium toolkits on a simulator and what happens in a real device. And that does cause us some grief. Probably not uncommon for what happens with mobile app development generally. As far as our desktop developments go, we're in the process of rolling out a suite of new desktop apps that are based on the latest Thorium. That's in UAT at the moment. I might be able to show you a version on my laptop later if that would be of interest. It's not quite the same as Thorium. It's got some functional changes in the UI. We've tried to simplify the UX a bit, but it is a complicated beast. It's got lots of different components. It's taken a while to get to grips with it. So there have been some challenges. I think Michael, who I know is here, is probably the best person, and he's been working with Ben, one of our developers, and I think there are a couple of outstanding questions, not least of which around the kind of final productionization step. That's still in progress at the moment. I think, Michael, let's have a catch up on that. Overall, as been mentioned already, I mean, we do see significant advantages in using ReadMLCP. It's been, to us and to our customers, it's given lots of beneficial ROI. Cost, efficiency, security, the UX, far better than what there has been before. And then just a final couple of recommendations based on our experience of implementing ReadMLCP. I mean, we use BrowserStack, as many of you may well do, as a testing platform. We're looking at more automated testing. I think that's going to be useful, and certainly if anybody's got experience of using more automated tools for testing, then I'd be interested in having a chat about it. We started looking at something called TestGrid. I don't know if anybody's come across that before, but that would be of interest. And yeah, Leonard, you mentioned React Native. That's something that, again, keen to talk with anybody that's got experience of that. Arnaud, you mentioned earlier, just to close, God, I know it's coffee time. There's kind of a long-standing joke about DRM, and really what it is a way of treating your customers a bit like potential criminals. And I think that's, you know, we can all picture implementations of DRM where that's certainly the case. With LCP, I can assure you that is definitely not the case. So, yeah, happy to take questions now or afterwards, but thanks very much.